In a world where technology is rapidly advancing, where the power of robotics, artificial intelligence is transforming industries, where the future of innovation is unfolding before our very eyes, comes the gathering of the year. The CHIETA Robotics AISymposium. Step into the future. Discover the art of automation. Welcome to CHIETA Robotics AISymposium.
Thank you so much, Program Director, Ms. Shozi, to the Regional Skills Advisor, Naidu, and John Naidu, to the Mayor in absentia, Councillor Ngwezi, to the panelists, and to the CEO of CHIETA, Mr. Pillay, as well as the Regional Manager, Mr. Naidu. Thank you very much. Firstly, I'm not going to bore you with the details about Moses Kotane Institute. I think you can go to the website because we can, sorry. Okay. Yes, we can go to our website, but basically we are an institute for research for provincial government. We conduct research and we promote innovation in the province. So the question is, can economic development unlock, can R&D unlock economic development in KwaZulu-Natal? And the answer is yes, it can. That's the short answer, and that's the end of my speech. But for the sake of for the sake of discussions, we have global crisis. We have 45 million people hungry, starving around the world. We have abuse. We have trafficking. We have drugs. We have sexual exploitations. We have climate change. We have the conflict and wars. 82 million people live in refugee camps. We have health issues, a surge in cancers. We have mental issues that we are seeing a surge of. We are seeing, so many health issues that are of concern in the country. We have an economic crisis. We are actually in recession, but because of the powers that be, they wouldn't want to announce that, because, of course, we are holding certain power. We are seeing multipolarity. For an example, we are seeing emerging countries, the BRICS countries, working on the new currency. We are seeing the talks on abandoning the dollar. We are seeing more and more countries wanting to join BRICS. So we do need research because it means we are going somewhere. But where are we going? Only research can answer that. We are having politicians and government pulling in opposite directions. They can't reach a decision because you have to be loyal to this one and loyal to that one, and therefore not easy to make a decision. And indecision is a killer, actually, ladies and gentlemen, because you'd rather make the wrong decision and go somewhere and correct if it's wrong, rather than not making a decision, because it kills. People have no direction. I don't want to say in the country. I want to say in general, we are presenting inconsistent views. We issue statements, and then we apologize later. We have unpredictable events, there is so much going on. So, but what we have found is that there's a strong connection between research, policy, and practice. If only you'd use research, you would be able to make a proper decision. You would be able to make a proper policy, and we're all going to be able to practice something towards a common goal. We need research to influence policy, to develop strategies, and to compile sound plans for the countries. We need to make important decisions, to service our citizens, our clients, and our customers. We need research to make sure that our projects do not fail. Our innovations go somewhere and do not fail. Actually, as you are developing your solution, the more you try and fail, that is actually research, but at the end we will call it innovation. So it's very important. Although researcher is not an arbiter, you know, it's not going to give you the final decision, but it will influence your decision, because at least you are bound to make a decision that is going towards the right direction. It may not be 100% correct, but at least it's guiding you towards the right direction. So, you know, we need R&D to solve our problems. You know, innovation as part of research, you know, helps us find new services and new products for our citizens, our customers, and the like. You know, we generate new knowledge, new policies and systems. You know, we modify whatever that is existing. It allows us to invest, you know, correctly, you know, and change the quality of people, you know, quality of life for the better. You know, it helps us to create and grow and develop our economy, and it contributes towards the positive changes. You know, by changes, I mean socially, economically, environmentally, and physically. You know, it helps. You know, so it helps us to balance our social development versus the economic growth. Right now, we are seeing the population is growing, but what is happening to the economy? So, and this is why we need research, you know, to answer those questions. You know. The National Development Plan, I'm quoting this because I work for government, you know, it's taboo not to quote, but the National Development Plan says we must invest in research, development, and innovation. All the developing countries invest heavily on research and development. Look at China, look at America, and many other European countries, you know. They invest a lot in research, development, and innovation. So why can't we support companies such as Algo at Works? You know, why can't we support all the other grassroots innovators towards something? Because those are the people that will propel us to economic development. Imagine if that one solution that you can find somewhere in the rural areas can be developed, you know, prototyped, be patented, and can be eventually commercialized, you know, sold in KZN, in South Africa, in Africa, and the globe. That is economic development. That's how research and innovation contributes to economic development. Well, can research lead to economic development? Yes, it's possible. It's possible. You know, some research, as I say, can lead to huge gains, you know. Although some research may have no impact, but at least it's a good base because you learn from it and you improve from it, and then you come with something. Research outputs in the developing countries are very important. The problem in South Africa, as opposed to other countries, is that we do not commercialize our research and innovation outputs. That is a problem. At what point are we going to take these youngsters and make sure that we commercialize their research and their innovations, you know? So we need to think about the incentives. In South Africa, currently, there are no incentives for research. There are no incentives for innovation. At what point will government decide that, you know what, let's really, because the government is saying this on paper, invest in research, development, and innovation. But practically, is it happening? It's not happening. And this is why institutions like Moses Kotane Institute have decided, taken a deliberate decision, you know, to invest, you know, on these youngsters, on innovation, and support all these actions. Because someone needs to take a stand, and someone needs to break the ground, you know, and support these people. So the good thing about it is that, you know, in KZN, we have a political will, we have strategic leadership, we have analytical minds, we have thought leadership, that understands how things work, how think tanks work, and they are willing, you know, to give money. But who do you give money to? The center must hold, someone must coordinate this. And this is the role of Moses Kotane Institute, to coordinate this, right? Research is a culture. It's a way of life, you know. Basically, everything that that surrounds you right now, something you are wearing, your glasses, your hair, your clothes, the chair that you are sitting on, the food that you are about to eat, everything is researched, you know. Someone decided deliberately that, let me try this, and see if it works. And it worked. That is research. And now they are selling the venue because now it's economically, it can contribute to the economy. And now they're selling the food. That was once tried by Unogwazi sitting in her kitchen and saying, let me see if this tastes well. You know, that is research, and now it is commercialized. I'm saying the basic, fundamental issue on research is commercialization. That is how research and development will contribute to economic development. So we need to support these initiatives. We need to invest in whatever that research and development is bringing us, the new ideas, the technology, and so on. Let me make an example of how research has helped in this instance in KZN. We as Moses Kotane Institute did a research on emerging technologies just to see what's happening in KwaZulu-Natal. Out of the research came, or we developed the digital transformation strategy for the KwaZulu-Natal. And out of that, we actually started supporting the innovators and entrepreneurs. And this is why we've partnered with Algo at Works. It's as a result of research. Because research told us that someone needs to be supported to propel, you know, innovations forward, to educate people, you know, and so on. We started having ICT hackathons. We started patenting the innovations that are coming from the grounds. We started funding the commercialization of innovation and research projects in the province. And all this is as a result of research. Let me give you another example. You know, research tells us so many things. For an example, it will tell us that in KZN, about 80% of the people in the province have access to the internet. However, it also tells us that about the very same percentage of people who have access to the internet have no connectivity. How do they access internet with no connectivity? So research tells us that when we do digital transformation strategy, our first pillar needs to be connectivity. You can't do anything without connectivity. And that's how research helps you, you know, to identify your priorities. You know, to say, my priority in KwaZulu-Natal is going to be to connect people before anything else. Research tells us, for an example, that 39% of people aged between 18 and 24 years in KwaZulu-Natal spend about 100 Rand on data. 48% of the 25-year to 35-year-olds in KwaZulu-Natal spend about 300 Rand monthly on data. 50% of those also spend up to 600 Rand on data. And you go on and on and on up to the point where you reach, you know, about 50% also of the people spending about 1,000 Rand on data. So research helps you because it tells you your priorities. It tells you what's the average spend for people, you know, in KwaZulu-Natal on internet and data and so on. So it also, you know, guides you on where to invest. We use research to guide government on where to invest, to influence policy, to influence interventions, and so on. If you're an entrepreneur sitting in this room, I will tell you this, as a result of the research that we have done, that areas that we need to invest in are manufacturing, infrastructural development, the cannabis industry, the healthcare industry, informal economy, oceans economy, connectivity, digital infrastructure, renewable energy. The list is endless, but it tells you, it gives you the priorities. So it's critical, you know, it's critical for developing the knowledge-based economy. We are capable of competing with the global competitors, you know, at a global scale. You know, we are capable of creating high-value jobs. We are capable of making innovation the backbone of our development in the province of KwaZulu-Natal and beyond, you know. I must also say we sponsor one of what Moses Kotane Institute also sponsors or funds postgraduate students that are doing research on economy and in STEM fields, very important because we value, the STEM fields. Research has been telling us so many times that the STEM fields is a scarce skill. But what are we doing about it? It has to take someone like Langazulu, who was just born yesterday, to try and solve the problem. Then who is supporting them? We need to support them. That is the whole point. And this is why CHIETA is here, supporting such, because they understand the value, of the STEM. We need to change the narrative, We need to change the narrative in innovation and technology fields. We need to, such collaborations actually help us to nurture talent, to cultivate skills, and to empower individuals. We need to focus on artificial intelligence, robotics, automation, and data analysis. There's so much we can do, but such collaborations, CHIETA, AlgoEdWorks, and the likes, are helping us close the gap, are helping us address the socio-economic challenges, are helping us to promote inclusive growth for all citizens of KwaZulu-Natal. So we need to expand our reach in terms of technology development and education, in terms of collaborations. We are expanding as well. We're looking at CHIETA as the next one. We need to see the value of the outcome of such collaborations, such as jobs that are created, business opportunities that are created, and the like. So I'm going to close just now, but I just want to say that robotics and AI world is very exciting. Yes, we are talking fourth industrial revolution, but I think we've missed the boat because we are now on 5IR, and the world is talking fifth industrial revolution, and the fact that you have what's this ChatGPT, ChatGPT, that's a human-like robot that will answer all your questions, including what to eat. That is fifth industrial revolution. Because you are now interacting with the machine, but it's acting as a human. But it also puts a disclaimer and tells you that actually you need to see a therapist because I am not programmed to give you such advice. So, you would be asking, okay, so do you think eating fat cakes is going to make me fat? And it will be like, actually, fat cakes are made of 1, 2, 3, 4. It tastes good. However, it's your decision if you like the taste and so. But I suggest you see a therapist if you have obesity issues and so on. It puts a disclaimer. So that is a human-like behavior, very important. And there's no going back. We're going to see more and more of these, So who is programming this? We need skilled people, to program such, to design such, research is telling us that there is no way, without capacity development, without skills development, we're not going to go anywhere. And if we want to catch up with other countries, we need to invest in skills, in capacity development. Why are we on BRICS, yet China, India, Russia, and other countries are so far ahead in terms of technology, yet we are part of BRICS? What is it that we are not doing right? That is a question. We are not skilled. We do not know our priorities. We do not focus on the right things, So that is the issue. So Moses Kotane is delighted to be here today. It's delighted, and I would like to express my gratitude to CHIETA and AlgoEdWorks for the amazing work that they do in the province. And through them, we have about more than 150 learners, doing robotics and artificial intelligence courses. And sometimes they use the digital centers that are managed by the Moses Kotane Institute. And the work that they're doing, we actually had about 10 digital centers. We added 4 last year. And now we are actually thinking, let us add more, because the demand, they're pushing us. They want to reach more young people. So we are also pushed to establish more digital centers in the province so that we can create platforms for such companies, to reach, the young people. So MKI promotes innovation, and we all need to work towards making or turning KZN into an innovative province. And today is proof that this is possible, and we have support for this. So in closing, on a lighter note, we're talking about research and we're talking about economic development. Young ones, please close your eyes and your ears. Research says that if you have one girlfriend or one wife, your economy will develop twofold daily and significantly in years to come. So invest wisely. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.